you're proposing parking in the afternoon on Oakland on the westerly side. Is that right? I don't know if it was you, Scotty, or Danny, right?
Yes, on the sidewalk side, because what they're parking now is at the 6 to 10 cars. They pick up, there's actually an elementary entrance exit on the west side of the school. And Mr. Lacis has allowed a certain group to pick up the children right here to come in and out of the building in that corner. And those are the 6 to 10 cars we're having a problem with, actually. And so the parking right there would incorporate those 6 to 10 cars parking on the safer side of the road with the sidewalk, as opposed to parking in the wrong direction on their sidewalk, where they have to cross the flow of the one-way traffic.
From what you're saying, it's this 6 to 10 cars that's causing most of the log jam and the issues, and obviously the ones that we're hearing from some of the residents down there, particularly ones who are the closest to the school, about their driveways being blocked, rudeness, a whole host of issues associated with the interaction between the parents picking up and the neighbors. I guess, why would we even consider allowing parking on the westerly side of Oakland Road if we're talking about 6 to 8 vehicles? You know,
Future school events, six to eight is a number that is not always a constant number. People with small children have a tendency, when the weather's bad, they got guys in. What's happening is, we're proposing that if they come out that corner and park here coming up, they have to walk them up the sidewalk and enter the cars here, which wouldn't be a problem. Right now, when they drive down here, they're parking here and going this way. They're walking up here crossing over to them. Depending on what the event is, that 6 to 8 is not a constant number. I've been down here when there've been 20 cars up the road here.
well, yeah, I mean, your parent-teacher nights and all the rest, you're gonna have those few times you're gonna have those events, but
And then parking going the wrong direction, it was forced to tag, residents.
But this plan is mainly for pickup and drop-off. It's not for special events.
right, it's mostly
I
for
would-
pickup in the afternoon.
Covers both.
The traffic flow is designed for pickup and drop.
Right.
The parking signs are for any time.
The only complaints we're getting from residents, and I'm sure you get the phone calls at home,
Good guess.
I've spoken to a few members who had me making Sulphur Road one way and various other things that, right here, the Deming residents, they're really affected bad. The reason being, if they come in here, they'll jump out of the car with the children, walk the children in, and they just leave the car. If it's in front of her driveway, under the no parking, it's not a big issue because it's only a minute, we have better things to do. If she comes out of the house, it's a confrontation. I've actually stood near the school observing, and I watched the confrontations, and I had people walk by me looking at me, say, this is, you're part of the problem here. I mean, it is nasty down there. The Saraceno residents who've been there for years and years, they're getting trash thrown on their property, name calling, because if they get down here fast enough for pickup, they fill the teacher's parking lot, and they don't just take spaces. They park in the whole lot, blocking the whole lot, so no one can get out, no one can get in, and they're a gridlock. And the Demings and the Saraceno are going through a nightmare to the school. No doubt about it.
Why not just require everyone to go in and do the loop, pick up and drop off? Not allow the parking there for pick up and drop
Part of
off.
the problem is,
There's not enough
we can handle from the curb, let's say the curb out. From the curb in,
It's the school.
that's school policy, and they handle for releasing the students. We don't want to interrupt school policy.
The school policy needs to be,
Right? I mean, you're affecting those people that live there and own homes in that area. I don't think it's right. I mean, and you're making an accommodation for 6 to 8 cars on pick up and drop off.
but part of what I've been hearing again from some of the residents and just peripherally listening to the discussion is, we have the police department trying to do their job, and we have the school department controlling their property, and everybody's doing one of these. You know, we're handling it on our end, and you're handling it on your end, but we're not parallel here.
We called the community neighborhood meeting. We try to get the neighbors on board, because all these signs affect the neighbors
Sure.
quite a bit. So we brought in, we got all their concerns fit into our proposal and recommendation, which is the short term. The long term, which you probably don't wanna hear of, is increasing this parking lot, making the third slice out of here, and opening up there.
It's not that I don't wanna hear it.
The enrollment's going up, so you're gonna get more students, it's not going down. So the problem's gonna get worse here, it's not gonna get better. And if the fees for the buses keep going up, you're gonna have everybody driving instead of busing. So I think with the student population growing and the fees growing on the buses, it has really brought this to a head. It's always been a problem down there, but now it's really coming out.
Can this be implemented short-term, shortly? I'd like to see, personally, I'd like to see it implemented as soon as possible so that we don't go into the new year.
We came here tonight with the idea that we were gonna put the proper information on our boss's desk.
And I even
And
have a
you
pen
can
to
take a
sign
look
it.
it over, we can hang around. Joe has a good grasp of what's going on because he submitted a plan that we feel is very, very comparable to his plan. This gentleman asked a question,
I'll open it up to visitors after the board gets through asking questions, okay? I saw some other hands up too.
So in answer to the question, if this gets approved this evening, how quickly can we implement it?
as fast as Mike Sorkin can have those signs made up, the enforcement's ready to go. One thing I'd like to tell you about the enforcement, we'd like to go back to the little school and work with Mr. Lassise, who's been running that school for 13 years. We'd like a memo or an email to go out to all the residents who drop their children off, and see if they'll come into a meeting at the little school, and we can explain to them our reasoning about where they should be parking, and at least give them a heads up on the enforcement action. Because when we go in there, we are going in there to tag and solve. Okay, we put a lot of time in what's going on down here with the number of calls. Once it's legalized, the signs are up, my office is instructed to go down there for enforcement action.
Okay. Now there's some people who visited, citizens that had some questions or comments.
Jeff Hugh, 427 Park Street, a former middle school parent who walk their children from Park Street all the way down to the school for 6 years. And for 6 years, one of the biggest issues that, along with the traffic that you have been describing here, is snow. And I don't know if that's been considered, but the very corner of Barberry and Oakland Street is where they pile the snow. And the dangerous situation there is that if you're walking down the street, as many kids do on that street, they have to walk into the street, Oakland, as the buses turn from Barberry right into them. It's been a very dangerous scenario, so that when we come up with a plan like this, which is a very good plan from what I can see, and you're going to have parking along on, you said the west side, okay, where the sidewalk is, that means people are going to start parking on the sidewalk. And once they start parking on the sidewalk, kids are going to have to walk into the street. So that's one of the issues, because there is not a curb there.
Oh, but they
It
were
was-
talking about,
that was
part of the plan
discussed.
was put a
Okay,
curb there.
good, good, all right. But the big key here is Barberry and, in the wintertime, Barberry and Oakland and Park and Oakland. Both corners, they pile up the snow.
That can be addressed.
It's
Yep.
a contradiction to what they're doing here, because there's a conflict. So, you know,
But that
think
can-
we can fix
That came up with a neighborhood meeting.
That can be addressed.
We brought it up.
great, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. And there were a couple of other people that, just state your name and address.
Sarah Bell, 68 North Street. I was just gonna say, the only reason you have 6 to 8 or 10 cars there is for the preschool. All the other people can fit on the other side. The preschool is on the opposite end of the school, and they're the ones who have 3 and 4-year-olds and usually little babies, and they're the ones who bring their kids on the opposite end. So it is a long-term thing that needs to be addressed in some way, because there isn't parking for those parents, because they can't park on the other end of the school. All the other kids enter from the opposite end of the school. So that's why you have those 6 to 8 parents. Mr. Lassisa requested the parents to park on that, on Oakland Road, because it's the only place where they can park, there's no parking lot for them.
Could I just, excuse me, ma'am. When does the preschool get out?
Same time as the kindergarten, it was 11:15 last year.
Okay, well, I went through there at 2:45 today purposely,
I was later.
and there was 10 cars on that, so that's not preschool.
So, well, yeah, there's 15 kids in preschool, so it would be 15.
Oh, I thought they got out at 11:45, you
That's the
said.
early ones, the late ones, I was just, I don't know. It's
Oh,
probably
okay,
sometime to
yeah.
about 3 o'clock.
No, there was like a dozen cars on that side
And they'll
today.
get out at the same time in the afternoon, and they'll get
Oh,
out at the
okay,
same time
okay.
as the kids from the kindergarten. So it is a
Yep.
long-term concern that that's where those cars
Yep,
are coming from.
yep.
I think it's great to put them on the side of the sidewalk, especially if we can put a
Yep.
curb on it, but those parents don't want to cross the park.
It's a long-term plan if we cut in and increase that loop to eliminate the parking on Oakland?
The entrance would come in from here and then join in with this parking area and come back out again.
Right,
And
but if
then-
that,
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
And then we'd increase this parking here, 10 to 15 spots for teachers to park here, or for that drop-off would be parked on that area.
And part of that would you then propose to eliminate that parking on Oakland or keep it?
That wasn't addressed. I mean, the long term, if we got this entrance in, it was felt by all the committee members that it would alleviate all the issues. Because I think the number was 100 pickup, 100 kids were picked up, and we felt as though that would certainly suffice the line, the moving line for pickup, that there would be no backup here or even on Southwood. If that new entrance, the new parking lot come in.
But if the issue is the preschool, which is on that side, I don't know if you'll ever eliminate it if you still allow parking.
That was, phase one is this. That
Mhm.
was our first. Phase two would be to increase this parking.
But just for teachers.
That was the thought process, but it could be used whatever the school would deem necessary. If they thought that it was more important to have those spots for that preschool, fine.
They could reserve some, if the lot was bigger, they could reserve some space.
Mr. Chairman.
The terrain where you where you might plan on putting another entrance into the parking lot, is that all flat there? I mean, could the parking lot be
Yeah, I don't want to
raised?
speak for my-
There'd be some earth removal. There's a high point of, it's like a normal ledge in here that would look like a lot. Most of the land in here is relatively flat, it's the same grade as the lower one.
I haven't been there in years, so.
But,
Last time I was there, I was on the school committee.
on the westerly side, where that teacher's parking lot is, you're talking about expanding, why wouldn't that be part of the quick, short-term solution as far as, why wouldn't you add spots there? If most of the problem that we're getting on Oakland Road is a direct result of the preschool parents, and if you could.
The short numbers, according to brief estimates, was about 30,000 on the west lot.
Yeah, an order of magnitude estimate.
And what is the, how receptive has the school department been in trying to address this and share maybe some of the costs as part of the solution?
You're really putting Wayne on the spot tonight.
Well, Wayne's the only one that was sent.
How receptive? Public safety, I think we're receptive to that. How we pay for it could be addressed. That's a pretty difficult area to address, with a lot of trees and, I'm not sure where we are information on that.
Where did the $30,000 figure, Mike, where did that come from?
It was basically seat of the pants estimate. I prepared a schematic design that we talked over at one of the initial meetings with the police, Wayne, myself, the traffic committee, if you will. The first problem was cost. I looked at how much pavement we'd need, and, how much clearing and grubbing and so forth. And it was a number that I felt good with.